All right, let's dive into a framework that's a total game changer in education. It's called Universal Design for Learning, and really, it's all built around one simple but incredibly powerful idea. You know that feeling, right? You're sitting in a class and it just isn't clicking. It almost feels like the whole lesson was designed for literally anyone but you. Well, that exact feeling is what Universal Design for Learning, or UDL for short, was created to solve. Its whole mission is to give every single person an equal shot at learning, right from the get-go.
Now, the best way to get your head around it is to stop thinking about a one-size-fits-all classroom. Instead, picture a flexible blueprint for learning. So rather than building a rigid box and trying to make students fit inside, UDL helps you build a space that can adapt to every learner.
Okay, so how does this amazing blueprint actually work in practice? Well, it all comes down to three core principles. They're simple, they're elegant, and honestly, they're incredibly effective. Yep, just three. That's it. But once you really get these, you'll start to see how they can completely transform just about any learning environment. And here it is, the whole mental model in a nutshell. UDL breaks learning down into three big questions. The why of learning, that's handled by engagement. The what of learning is all about representation. And the how, that's action and expression. What's so cool about this is that it's not just abstract theory. Each principle maps directly to a specific network in our brains, the affective, recognition, and strategic networks. It's grounded in neuroscience. So let's start with engagement, the why. This is all about motivation. How do you get learners to actually care? Well, UDL's answer is to offer choices, to make the lesson relevant by connecting it to their actual lives, and to allow for different styles, whether that's working in a group or flying solo. Next up is representation, the what of learning. And the idea here is super simple. Don't put all your information in one basket. Learning materials shouldn't only live in a textbook. To reach everybody, you've got to present it in a bunch of different ways. I'm talking text, sure, but also video, audio clips, diagrams, even physical objects you can actually hold. And finally, how do we let people show what they know? That's the third principle, action and expression. Instead of just a written test, why not open it up? Let them make a video, draw a comic, give a presentation. It's all about creating multiple pathways for them to demonstrate what they've mastered. Okay, so we've got the three principles: engagement, representation, action, and expression. But so what? What's the real-world impact? Why does this blueprint for learning matter so much? The benefits are just huge. Because it's designed to be flexible from the start, UDL just naturally knocks down the common walls that get in the way of learning. It creates a more inclusive space, it helps teachers plan for everybody's needs, and ultimately, it creates learners who are more motivated and more resourceful. Basically, expert learners. Now this right here, this is the key. If you remember one thing, make it this. UDL isn't just a special accommodation for a few students. It's just better design for everyone. Think about a ramp going into a building. It's essential for someone in a wheelchair, right? But it also helps a parent with a stroller or a delivery person with a heavy cart. Good design is universal. All right, theory is great, but let's make this super concrete. What does UDL actually look like when the bell rings and class starts? Okay, picture an English class learning vocabulary about entertainment. For engagement, the teacher gives them a choice. Describe your favorite movie, a circus, or a concert. Instantly, it's personal. For representation, they don't just get a boring word list. Nope. The teacher shows a video, puts up colorful posters, and the vocab list has pictures. Then finally, for action and expression, students can choose how to prove they get it. They can do a role play, create a mini poster, or write a paragraph. See, the flexibility is just built right in. So let's bring it all back to that main idea, the learning blueprint. When you put all these pieces together, what are you actually building? You're building a learning experience that is designed from the ground up to be flexible, inclusive, and effective. It's not about putting a Band-Aid on a broken system. It's about building a better, more human system from the very beginning. And that leaves us with one final question to think about. How would your own learning, or the learning of everyone around you, totally change if every single lesson was built on this blueprint? Something to think about.